Whether you're already a pilot or aspiring to be one of the greatest joys we have in general aviation is allowing others the opportunity, teaching others what we know about flying, showing them your skills, and just giving them a great experience. In just a minute, I'll jump to some footage of my most recent flight in the Mooney. I really want to show you how I talk to my passengers. Now, every passenger is a little bit different, and I do feel we have a responsibility to not only teach and educate, but have a little fun. So you'll hear me joke around with my passenger a little bit as well. Now, in this case, it was one of my good friends. So I was able to crack a few jokes, maybe make him laugh a little, maybe try and scare him a little bit more than I would others, although I was pretty tame on this one. It's often fun to try and make people believe maybe you don't know what you're doing, just a little bit, right? Get a little bit of adrenaline pump. Anyways, I thought this would be a neat way to just show how I talk to my passengers in a quick video, so check it out. I'd love for you to share with the community how you approach the conversation with your passenger. Maybe drop a comment. What's the most memorable experience you've had with a passenger? And maybe, what's been the worst? Anyways, thanks for being here. I appreciate you being on My Time to Fly. Make sure you like the video so more people can see it. And if you feel inclined, click that subscribe button and stay tuned for all the general aviation fun. We'll see y'all real soon.
All right, so we're gonna do the run-up. First thing we do is we check that the controls all work. Sure looks like they do. We'll set our takeoff flaps. This is what moves that tail. Remember how I said that tail pitches?
Yep.
And we're gonna put 2 pumps of flaps in for takeoff. If you hadn't lost weight, I might have put 2.5 in.
Oh, thanks.
Sure we're flowing fuel, which we are. Oil pressure and temperature is good. Okay, so we'll get some throttle into it. This is a vacuum gauge. Some of our gauges run off of vacuum, so we'll just make sure that that's in the green, which is coming up into it. Like I mentioned, we don't make any electricity until we get some RPMs going, so now you can see that electricity is starting to be made, that amp meter. Sure our gear light works. Not the most important thing in the world for this airplane, but elevator trim set, cowl flaps are open, flaps are set. All right, so now we'll do our mag check. This is where we've been having those problems when I changed that spark plug, or those spark plugs.
Traffic Cherokee 8151 November, taking off.
So we'll go up to 1700 RPMs, let it stabilize. I like these digital gauges, but they're also a pain for somebody with OCD, because it's hard to get it perfect, you know? Okay, whatever. So then here's where we can turn off one magneto or the other. So we'll turn off, we'll go to the left mag. See, we dropped from 1690 to 1610. That's good. That's where we were having problems before. We'll check the right mag. A little bit more drop, 1590, 1600. Go back to both. You know, we're down to 1660. It's crept down 1670. So about 100 RPM drop. That's pretty normal for this airplane. We'll also check our carb air. We have the ability to put fresh air to the carburetor, hot air to the carburetor to prevent icing in the carburetor. So that RPM drop just tells me that it's working. Then we'll take it up to 1900. This airplane has a adjustable pitch prop. That's what this lever does.
Okay.
So when I pull this back, you'll hear it. So all we're doing is cycling. It uses oil pressure. All we're doing is cycling oil through that propeller. So first time I'm just listening for the audible change. Second time we should see a manifold pressure increase. The last one, I always watch the oil pressure and just make sure that there's a little dip. See that little dip?
Yep.
Just tells me that it's working right. And the last thing I do is I pull my carb air back out, pull this all the way back to idle. This is a landing configuration. I don't want the engine to quit when I'm landing, so I make sure that there's nothing preventing that. Then we recover back to 1000. Okay, we'll make sure that this area right here is clear. When we take off, I'm going to pull this handle down and push it down here. That's what makes the wheels go up.
Okay.
Looks good to me. Like we'll get somewhere. All right, so we go to the takeoff and climb menu. Okay, we're going to go to mixture rich. It's really the only time we run really rich is when we're taking off or departing. I should probably turn some lights on. Should have done that a while ago. So turn our landing lights on, our nav lights on, our beacon on, turn our strobes on, and our fuel pump. We do use the fuel pump for takeoff and landing only. There is a mechanical fuel pump on the engine, electric fuel pump simply backup. Okay, so mixture is rich, carb heat's cold, all of our switches are on. We're gonna go out onto the runway. We'll clear the area. When we get out there, I'll take care of that fog too. We're gonna go out on the runway, apply full power. I'll be watching this gauge specifically, which is our airspeed. When we hit about
Your traffic, Cherokee 8151 November, downwind for runway 7.
65 or 70, then we'll rotate. I'll just pull slightly back on the yoke, and the airplane will leave the ground. I'll quickly get the wheels up and take it from there. If we're not airborne by or not like at airspeed or rotate speed by the taxiway, we know we've got a problem, and we'll shut it down, coast to the end. The most important thing, if something does happen, is for you, is if I say we got a problem, we're going down or something, open that door. I don't want to have to fight that thing open to get out of here.
Okay.
Sparta traffic, Mooney 6708. Uniform's going to depart 07, Sparta. Got one on downwind. Just make sure.
Archer 32 Mike is 8 miles to the northeast, inbound for runway 18. Iona.
So we got about 180 horses all. So it pushes you back a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Oil pressure, oil temperature, everything's in the green. Okay, there's 60, 65, there's 70. We'll just start pulling back. We're gonna sit in ground effect here just a little bit and let the airplane accelerate. Get our wheels up. We're gonna shoot to climb out about 110. Once we get 500 feet above the ground, I'll shut the electric fuel pump off, pull the flaps out, and get en route.